Did you know some roofs start failing in less than 10 years, even though they're supposed to last 20, 30, or even 50 years? So what causes a roof to wear out so quickly, and how can homeowners avoid making an expensive mistake? In this video, we're going to break down the most common reasons roofs fail prematurely and what you should look for before your next roofing project. By the end, you'll know the biggest threats to your roof's lifespan and how to make sure your investment lasts as long as it should. Hi guys, I'm Chris with Hoel Roofing and Remodeling. I'm the current sales manager here, and today in this video, I wanted to talk about why some roofs fail earlier than they should and some of the things that are really going to affect the lifespan of your roof. Different types of roofs are going to have different lifespans. So your 3-tab shingle, you're probably really going to get about 15 to 20 years out of a 3-tab. When you move up into architectural, as long as it's the right brand and the right product, then you should get 20 to 30 out of those. Some advertise that they could last up to 50. In my opinion, that's pretty unlikely. Most metal roofs with a good installation, you should get 35 to 45 years out of that. Some could span past that, some could go shorter. That's going to depend on product and material as well. When a brand like Owens Corning or Malarkey says, this is 30-year shingle, which they don't really use anymore, a lot of times you're going to hear the term limited lifetime warranty. So when they're giving out that limited lifetime warranty, that's going to be heavily dependent on the quality of installation there. If the installation quality doesn't meet their expectations or their recommendations and specifications, then those warranties really aren't going to be good anyways. So some things that can cause installation to fail prematurely, I mean, there's a handful of things, but you start with like an incorrect nailing pattern. So depending on the shingle, the nailing zone could be that wide or it could be that wide, where it's reinforced and it's a good area to nail. If they're high or low, those can start to pull out prematurely. If there's improper flashing around chimneys or roof to wall areas, if they don't do the side walls correctly, that can cause issues as well. So really poor workmanship can definitely damage how long that your roof should actually last. Another thing that we see often is people aren't using ice and water shield in the correct spots. You need to put those in the penetrations. You need to put that around the chimney. That needs to be in the valley. That needs to be on the eaves. Things like that. If they're not going the extra mile on your roof, then your roof's not going to make it the extra mile. Another thing that's going to factor in to the lifespan of your roof is going to be your attic ventilation. So it's extremely important that you have the proper amount of intake and the proper amount of outtake. You don't want to have too much of either or not enough of either. Really, your attic space should stay within 10 to 15 degrees of the outside temperature, and that's going to help prevent moisture buildup in the attic. Another thing I'd like to talk about is how the actual roofing product you select is going to affect that roof span. So there's products, a lot of shingle manufacturers make SBS products now. The one that comes to mind first is going to be Malarkey because they've been doing it the longest. And while they're on Gen 5, Gen 6, a lot of other manufacturers are on Gen 1, Gen 2. So they're just kind of new to the game. But if you're getting an SBS poly modified asphalt shingle, then those are definitely higher quality. They have better granular retention. They expand and contract in the weather. So those definitely are going to hold up longer. Now, oftentimes you'll see like new build neighborhoods, for example, they'll put on like a builder's grade shingle where it's cheap, it's efficient, and it's good for the builders and for the homeowners to save them or home builders to save them some extra dollars. Those roofs are typically not going to last as long as if you were going to get a Malarkey Vista roof that is a little bit more expensive, but you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. Something that can definitely shorten the lifespan of your roof is just a poor roof design or maybe poor drainage on the roof. So if you're seeing where multiple slopes are running into maybe an extremely low pitched area or just a completely flat area, that would be considered a dead valley. Not having the right materials installed there can definitely contribute to your roof failing before it should. Really, when you're coming into that, if it's a extremely low pitch, then you could use a product like a rolled roofing. If it's completely flat, then you're going to want to use an EPDM product or a TPO or a PVC, something along those lines where the water cannot come through it. Homeowner maintenance is also going to be a big deal in contributing to how long your roof is going to last. You definitely don't want to ignore like small issues. If you notice a leak or notice a missing shingle or anything like that, you want to get that taken care of as soon as possible, because if you let that continue to go on, could rot the decking under it. It could also rot the framing. It could build up a lot more larger issues than what really need to be there. You don't want to allow debris buildup, because if you're allowing debris buildup, say in a valley and water's trying to rush down it, some of that's getting stuck there and it's going to sit there, and it's either going to have to evaporate or it's going to have to come into the home. So you want to make sure those are cleaned. Gutters, we don't want to let gutters get filled up. You want to make sure the downspouts are clear, the gutters are clear, because some of that water can build up and then that can actually push under the shingles at the eave, and you could have water coming in on your drywall or areas like that. So just don't wait too long if you notice that you have an issue going on. And even if after every storm, if you want to call a professional to come out and inspect it, then I believe that's a good idea as well. So if you're a homeowner and you're wanting to maximize the life of your new roof, some of the key things that are going to contribute to that is, first off, make sure you have proper ventilation on the roof. Next, make sure you get prompt repairs if you notice an issue that pops up. Like, get that taken care of ASAP. You also want to make sure that you're choosing qualified contractors. So do research, get on Google, look at the reviews, ask around about them. You can ask the contractor for references. Any good contractor is going to have a handful of customers that will testify on their behalf and say, hey, they did this for me at my house and they did a wonderful job. Also make sure that you understand the warranties that you're getting, but also ask questions about warranties to the contractor to make sure that they understand the warranties that they're selling. A roof should be one of the longest lasting investments you make in your home, not something you're replacing again in 10 years. The good news is most premature roof failures are preventable when the roof is designed, installed, and maintained correctly. If you'd like to learn more, check out the link in the description below or give us a call at 765-561-4023. We'll help you evaluate your roof and make sure it's set up for the long haul.